welcome to Adda 24/7. My name is Niharika Valia and I am with you with the area of ABFM. Today we'll be talking about the topic of planning in detail. So we'll be covering the topic of planning in the form of the questions. So let's move on and understand the functions of management. That is the first one, that is planning in this class today. Okay. So the first point is functions of management, and we have started with the area of planning as a function. So let's move on. The first question says the concept of management, which is both end and the means of organization are. See, there are multiple functions of management, and there's only one particular thing that will start and will also lead to the end for that organization. That means they start working on this basis and ultimately they reach the end on this basis too. So if we say, if it's about planning means this is the point where we start our working from. So this is definitely the means to reach that particular thing. Organizing is also the means, but it is not end in itself, because after organizing it is followed by staffing, then it's followed by directing and then controlling. So it is not end. Either the end can be planning or the end can be called controlling. As if we talk about the entire process, it would be like planning, then we have organizing, then we have staffing, then we have directing, and then we have controlling. So this is how we define all these sides of the working: planning, organizing, staffing, directing, and then controlling. And then again controlling leads to planning. Basically, when we talk about this entire function, it starts from planning and it ends at the planning itself. So it is both the end and the means for the organization to achieve the goals. So here the term is planning. So there you start from planning and you also end on it. So see, because once a particular cycle of the functions of management is complete, you again start with another cycle now. That is how we define it as planning there. Then the next point says the management skill that is not required during planning is. In terms of management, almost every skill is required, but there are certain skills which are not required. What are those? Number one, communication skills, ability to analyze situations, technological skills, or the conceptual skills. See, in terms of planning, what we do not need is to communicate to people what we are exactly dealing with. We just need to analyze the situations. We need to have a technological skill. What are we dealing with? And the conceptual knowledge of whatever the particular concept of that particular scenario is. Till the time we do not know about that scenario, how do we work with that scenario? How can we look forward towards the entire working, right? So in this case, since there's no clarity about it, then it is basically something where it would be looking forward to the entire working. So basically, when we talk about planning is a mental exercise. We're just working upon how do we achieve those goals. It's not talking about how to do, what can be done about it, and I'm telling other people how to do it. No. It's just my particular thought process on how am I going to achieve those goals. So in this case, the correct answer is the communication skills. No, we need ability to analyze. We need technological skills as well. Right now, it has become a part of it. It would be communication skills, because we do not communicate the plan at the planning level. We just plan. The communication of the plan happens in terms of directing. So correct answer is communication skills there. Acha. Here comes the next question. It reflects the managerial decision that a certain action must or must not be taken. They are usually the simplest type of plans because there is no compromise or change unless the policy decision is taken. Which type of plan is this? See, these are the simplest types of plans. Strategy is basically a way of achieving. It's a way of achieving the goals. So first one is, it is way of achieving the goals that the organization has set. That means, first of all, the organization sets its objectives, that is, their short term goals that they have defined. And to achieve those goals, they make a strategy. So the strategy is made, and then they have program as well as rule. Rule is basically, if I say, don't cross the red light, that's a rule. Then program is, for that particular day we decide what are we supposed to do and how do we do it. So in this case the correct answer would be rule. Why? Because rule says caution, wear helmet, right? It would be wear helmet near machine. Then what they'll do is they'll write on a placard kind of thing just below this, anybody not wearing protective gear be fined with rupees 500. So what have they done? A very simple thing written. First of all, you are supposed to you wear protective gear when you are going near the machine, and when you are near the machine, if there's any problem, then if you're not found wearing the protective gear, you'll be fined with rupees 500. That is what we define it as rule. These are the simplest forms. Do this, do that. We are supposed to do this, we are supposed to do that. That is how the entire rule works. Acha, here comes the next question. All other managerial functions are performed within the framework of the plans drawn. Identify the related feature of planning. Planning focuses on achieving objective. Planning is pervasive. Planning is futuristic. Planning is primary function of management. All other managerial functions are performed within the framework. See, in terms of the planning, now that is one of the basic things. Under the plan, we basically make a boundary. This is the boundary. This is the area in which we are going to play in the market. That is what we define there. And once we define it, then we start implementing it and working forward towards it. So there, planning focuses on achieving the objectives. Planning is pervasive, planning is futuristic, and planning is primary function. Primary means the first function. So is this the first function? That is why we can say it that way. Acha, coming forward towards the question that we were talking about now, the one with the communication skills and all, I think we might have to rule out the technological one only. The reason is, if we talk about the technological skills, we can have people who are having technological skills who can make the working easier, right? So technological skills can be something which can be skipped there, but communication skills would be required to explain the plan. So I think I'll go with the answer there. It would be technological skills only, right? Acha. When we talk about this particular question, it is basically based upon you define a boundary and then you play within it. It is basically focused on achieving the objectives. It is all pervasive. Pervasive means required at every level and in every organization, or is it futuristic? You look into the future to achieve those goals. So in this case, the correct answer is D. Planning is basically a primary function of management. It's the first function of management which is required to be done, and after this, we look forward towards achievement of the goals of that organization. So this is the primary function of management. Next is, a strategy is a comprehensive plan which will not include this dimension. Number one, determining long-term objectives, adopting a particular course of action, the ends which the management seeks to achieve by its operations, or allocating resources necessary to achieve the objectives. See, when we talk about a strategy is a comprehensive plan. It's a clear plan to achieve the objectives. This is one of the basic things that a strategy is supposed to do. But what else? It determines the long-term objectives or adapting the course of action. If I said that I would like to increase the sales of my product. Let's say my product is basically a soft drink. Okay. So then if I'm trying to sell a specific soft drink, what else am I worried about? If I'm trying to sell that soft drink, there would not be, how do I sell it? The best way is I say this is no sugar or low sugar, right? If I say it that way, then people would be interested in it. That means at this point of time, considering the fact people are now aligned towards the area of health wise, they have become more aware about the entire thing, then they might be looking forward to this particular product in such a way that ultimately they will purchase my product thinking about there was less sugar in it or no sugar in it. So in this case, what happens is that the management is having the ends which the management seeks to achieve by its operations is something that they're talking about. So when they say what is a strategy, it's a comprehensive, it's a complete plan that will not include the dimension. It will include long-term objectives. Indeed, it will also look forward towards the achieving of the goals. I'll advertise it now. If I want to sell it, I'll advertise it. Then allocating resources necessary to achieve the objective. If I need to do that particular task, how do I advertise? I need money for that. So that is something also required. So basically A is required, B is required, and even D is required. The only thing that would be different is the ends of which the management seeks to achieve its operations. So basically, it does not include the way you look forward to it. Right? That's not a part of there. What is the end of it? We are going to find the means to achieve the objectives, not the end of the objective. Okay, here comes the next question. The next question says, which of the following statement is not true with reference to planning? Which is not true regarding planning? Planning is a prerequisite for controlling. Planning does not look into the future. Planning facilitates coordination in organization, and planning focuses on achieving objectives. See, if I plan something, that means I'm trying to achieve something out of it as well. So in this case, the first thing is planning focuses on achieving objectives. That is correct. That's the first thing. This is absolutely correct, that it helps in achieving the objectives of the organization. Number two, it facilitates coordination. Organization cannot achieve all the goals altogether. And then we have planning is prerequisite for controlling. It is basically required if I want to control things. So it is also there. There is only one thing which will change, that planning does not look into the future. How can I not look into the future while preparing for things? Isn't it? Then planning does not look into the future is one of the basic things. If I have to plan something, I look forward towards the future. That means only then I can plan now. I look forward towards my tomorrow, that is the next day, to achieve the goals. So basically, I need to prepare for tomorrow, only then we can look forward towards a plan. So planning basically looks into the future to achieve the goals. So that means planning does not look into the future is absolutely not true. Because see, what happens is there's a difference between, there are two terms. First is forecasting and second is planning. If I said, I think it's going to rain tomorrow, it's basically a forecast. Then I said, okay, if it's going to rain tomorrow, I think this is the best time. Let's take out all the umbrellas for sale today. That means by tomorrow, by the time people will remember that our umbrellas are out, that means if they would like to buy an umbrella, then they can buy it from us. This is called planning. You know that there is a situation there which you can mold and use it for your purpose. That is what we call as planning. Right? So this is where we define it. Acha. Coming to the next question, it says, Ria is striving to earn a profit of 20% in the current financial year. Identify the type of plan being described in the above lines. See, she wants to achieve the goals for the organization. So what is it called? Is it called a method or objective or strategy or program? The most important thing, that's a short-term or long-term goal that you try to achieve, is objective. How you achieve is method. Strategy is basically the way you are making to achieve it. Then program is basically, if I take one particular point of time, we have proper instructions of how do we look forward to it. That is what we define as a program. That means a program is basically a one day or a specific plan for a specific event, for example launch of the product, right? So for example inauguration of a new place where the organization is going to work. So these are basically, you have to define in advance how to be going to achieve it. So that's what they call it as a program, right? So in this case the correct answer is objective. When we are trying to achieve the goals of the organization, it would be called an objective. Here comes the next question. Dash is the feature of planning, also referred to as the primacy of planning. Pervasive, primary function, continuous, or integrating. See, pervasive means required at every level and in every organization. Primary function of management, it's the first level of management. Primacy means being the first. That means the correct answer is B. Continuous means planning doesn't stop. Even if I'm going through the class, I have a plan defined and I'm executing it. That means it's going on till the end of the class. And then integrating to keep the things together. That is also a part of it. But then planning here is totally related to the primacy. That means doing it for the first time is the point there. Okay, so that's it for the day. If you're looking forward to any of our classes, do you know we are coming up with new batches? And if you're looking forward to our batches there, let's look forward to the courses there. Let me give you a brief about the batches. We have currently started with new batches, so you can look forward to the batches that you can take up. Okay, so there you need to go to the area of www.adda247.com, and here you'll find the area of JIB and CAIIB. In the area of JIB and CAIIB, you'll find our CAIIB Ka Maha Pack. What is the benefit of CAIIB Ka Maha Pack? See, if you're preparing for this examination, you will not only go for the syllabus classes, right? So you need test series as well. You need revision batches as well. By the end of the session, we also come up with power pack batches, revision batches, case study batches, and whatnot. And even the test series would be available for you. There are overall 45 test series currently available, 500 hours of studies, 380 videos are currently available for you, as well as 84 ebooks. That means if you're preparing for this, we have got all the 5 elective subjects for you opened up. So if you're preparing for this examination, you get everything in this particular area, right? So all live classes, all mock test series, video courses, revision batches, everything is available for you. So this is the value for money situation that you can take up. Along with this, if you're preparing for this, what you can do is you can look forward towards buying it for a very nominal price. What you can do is you can use the code Y541 and apply it. See, this is for around if you looking forward to it, would cost around 35,996. But if you would like to take up the discount there, it would cost you Y541 is the code. While you use it, you will get it at 78% of discount. So that means you will get it for 8279, where you get all the CAIIB areas, test series, mock test, classes, then power pack batches or any revision batches, even the case study batches, any specific batch which would come up now is opened up for you if you take up the batch right away. So if you're looking forward to it, then kindly go ahead and check it out on our website or in our app for further details. Otherwise, if you're looking forward to it, we have just started with the CAIIB new batch, and the information of that particular batch is available here. You can look forward towards the CAIIB area. Here you can see the batch 4.0 is also here on the store. It is just about to start from February 10. So if you would like to go ahead with the new batch, that is also available. It would be coming very soon, as well as the current batch is also going on. It started just by the end of the January there. So if you are interested, then you can look forward to any of our batches. And if you are interested, then kindly hurry up and join the batches in time. Thank you, everyone. We'll be meeting tomorrow at the same time.